So it seems y'all want to know about manifesting. Okay. I'm going to break it down with a little bit of science. If you haven't seen Spirit Science, check out a lot of the earlier stuff. Is pretty awesome. I stopped watching it a couple years back because it was going into directions that were different from their original content. And just a little pre-log. Manifesting is pretty easy once you have gone through your trainings. Trainings are just learning about spirituality and trying to integrate the techniques. We live in a spiritual world full of so many amazing phenomena. So jump in there. And that's first. But once you are enmeshing yourself a little bit more and recognizing God in everything, sort of like in V for Vendetta, where she said, God is in the rain. You kind of have to release yourself from your rigid mind structure. Okay. And secondly, since it is easy to do, and this is my particular experience, I manifest money fairly easily, but holding it is a practice. Now you do want to, in essence, put your money to work, and people will say, you have to let go of the current of money. If you hold it, it's like keeping it still. You're hoarding it to dam. But to create constant flow within the current of the currency, you have to use it and put it out there and spend it. You'll find things like Florence Volshin, I don't know if I'm saying it right, The Game of Life. They talk about if you want a particular house, you start decorating the house or accumulating things for your house, and opening yourself to the experience of not necessarily belief, it's like beyond belief. It's a thing that is coming, right? Like, I've found some useful mind hacks on set it like an appointment date in the calendar. Not an actual date, because it'll come when it comes, but set it like you know it's something that is coming up soon, right? If you booked a flight for a vacation, you know that that vacation is coming up soon. So it's that soon part, but the unknowing, and the unknowing is the release. Okay, now with all that said, like, where the fuck was I? Letting go. Okay, the use of the money. I find that I would spend the money, just like blow it, right? Blow. Manifest and blow. And that can lead to, like, for me, it led to like a what the fuck. Okay. But what I'm recently finding, if I use the money as an investment tool, that I'm circulating it and I'm putting it into me. And that has been useful. I had to first start with money manifesting because I needed things, but I heard Frater Xavier say this. It's like we get into this because there is a lack, right? I should make like a citation of all the things that I have looked at that have helped me mold and craft my own way about moving spiritually. Okay, now with the pre out the way, scientifically, if you look at the Chinese, if you look at the Veda, if you look at Avatar, we all have elements about us, right? In the Vedas, they say we can run hot. I don't know if it's dosha that is related to heat. You can run cold. I think some people run wet, right? Do you sweat a lot? Right? Are you always hot? Are you always cold? Right? Cold can be ironed. This is not medical advice. Okay. But also look at that as well, the metals, because we need iron, right? We need magnesium, right? You look at the periodic table of elements. I haven't got there yet, but that is one of the things I cannot wait to study. I cannot wait to go to the Museum of Natural History and look at the crystal exhibit. I wish I had a friend to go with, but I will be my own friend, and that will be so much better, I think, right? But friends kind of act as a buffer for me, right? But I would like to study in there and look at the table a little bit more. But in the Chinese, what's it? Oh goodness, what was this? Okay. I don't know what they call it, but if you look up your Chinese zodiac, you can have your animal, and then you can have a metal, you can have a wood, right? Looking at wood, trees are so alive and connected, but I'm not going to get into it. And our earth is filled with elements. And even outside of us, the planets have elements, right? We flow with water. That's why lunatics are created, right? The gravity of it. Okay, now with all of that scope of like naturalness, you look at yourself naturally, and then you connect with the elements. This can be some sort of elemental control that I'm coming from a perspective of at this point. And God will communicate to you through the wind. I've seen people move wind. I've seen people push water. I've seen somebody create fire. We are avateric, right? And if you look at if you're cold all the time, or if you need metal, or if, you're a metal person. So then that comes to me as crystals will be your best friends. Right? If, sometimes they have the air signs, the water signs, the fire signs. Why do you think they call this? We kind of look at it like, it's nothing. I'm a fire sign. I love candles. Candles and me, like the flame will wiggle and talk and create. And if you look at a flame under a microscope, just the little sparks of air that are flying off of it. They say air signs are communicators. I'm communicating to God through my element. So, I've seen people just do it. I don't know if they're, they'll set up big communication altars. I keep Psalms next to me, and God has a golden altar. Gold can be the sun. I would connect that to my fire, I, just the thought of God's golden altar, like awe struck. And people get scared by this, and I've seen some pastors and preachers say, we are mini gods, and then there are people that say, blaspheme. Solomon made a temple to God, God's temple. Right? Keeping there, now Solomon slipped. They say he crushed a grasshopper. I'm in reverence of nature. I'm in reverence of the trees in front of me, the wind, the animals. My grandmother used to sing this, or we used to repeat this prayer, and I forget all of it. We used to say it every morning, walking to the number spot. God is great, God is good, all of his creatures, bless all of his, bless all his creatures, something, right? She used to feed the pigeons. God is in that, right? That is a higher level, and it takes time to get there. But if you always keep that in mind and stay with the creation, that's how you stay vibrating so high that it becomes a conversation with God. And I am scared of God. And they say you should have the fear of God. But I'm finding that the closer I get to fully grounding myself, the more things I can say to God. And some people say that we are the fallen ones. I can see that. And if they live within us as legion, then it's conquering the devils, right? We are integrated with so many things that are not ours, just growing. We're programmed in many ways, right? We are in a simulation, they say, which is amazing. Imagine this was like God's farmhouse, like just God's greenhouse, and we are humans as the keepers of the land, right? They say Adam was, the human means farmer or something, or, school's over, give you a tablet. She interrupted this, hold on. That was Mrs. Smith. So, husband means farmer, right? So, we are farmers. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun. And this squirrel is looking dead in my face, haunted just me. Ran away. Okay, so, using your elements, connecting with nature will create a flow state for you. And it will, I haven't really found it used to be an avatar person, like move rocks and things like that, but, oh, wow. Okay, I've gotten 3 signs. I'm gonna head out of here. Adios, y'all.